Hey guys, Paul from Ashen Phoenix. It's new comic book day for the week of August 16th. We're getting started right now. This episode brought to you by CAMPFIRE, Ashen's new episode dropping Friday. You should check it out. Links are in the description down below.
Hey guys, it's Tim from Team Ashen. Paul and Tim do a thing, Capes and Scowls, at the comic book store. And I got trades, and I know you love trades. And we're going to start with one I love. That's Rooster Fighter. It's about a rooster who fights big kaiju monsters that are silly. And I'm all about that. Volume 4. It's on Volume 4. It's great. Wonder Woman, Revenge of the Gods. This is by Becky Cloonan. This is Volume 4, I believe, of the most recent. Yes, this is the most recent Wonder Woman. Cloonan good. We got Teen Titans Go, TV or Not TV. This is Volumes 1, 2, and 3, re-released in this big old slipcase. It's pretty nice. We have The First Adventure of Sherlock Holmes, A Study in Scarlet. This is from Magnetic. I've read a couple other books that they've done. They always put a really good spin on these things. I think the Lupin book was from them. We got Specs, which Matt read. Matt loved it.
Specs was great.
Yeah, Matt loved it. Nightwing, Joker War. So this is issues 70 to 77 and a bunch of other stuff as well. The Nightwing book has been very good. We got Wonder Girl, Homecoming. This is a softcover version of this. Hardcover has been out. Little Monsters. We don't need both of them. Little Monsters, Volume 2. This is the last half.
Yeah.
So the end is in here.
That's fantastic.
Fantastic. Paul loves that one. We got Spider-Gwen, Ghost Spider. I feel like this was released, but maybe not in this format. The Approach. Did we read The Approach?
Read the first issue.
It was good, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, The Approach was pretty cool. We've
Kind of like The Thing.
Kind of like The Thing. That's right. I remember you saying that. We got Vampire Slayer from the world of Buffy. I never kept up with Buffy.
That was good. I've read some of it. It's very good.
Paul's got all the answers. Why am I doing this?
I don't know.
I don't know either. Detective Comics, Volume 1, collecting issues 1062 to 1065. Doesn't feel like a Volume 1. Bunny Mask, The Hollow Inside.
Also very good.
Also, everybody knows these. This is great.
Well, you read Bunny Mask, right?
But not that one.
Oh.
I think it was volume 2.
Yes. Nottingham, but this is not the Mad Cave Nottingham. This is some other Nottingham. But I tell you, looking through it, it's pretty cool. I don't know. And then finally, and most importantly, the Paw Patrol, ready for a rescue. Make your own Paw Patrol vehicles, including the Paw Patroller. What? That's sick. I'm gonna make these when I go home. That's not true. I'm gonna drink when I go home.
First up, I have I Hate Fairland issue number 8. Yeah, so the thing that actually happened. I wasn't sure if they're gonna retcon it or doing something crazy, but younger Gert went back in time and killed older Gert, or into the future, or whatever. Something very weird. So now we have a completely new character, kind of. So we now have original Gert trying to get home and having to find her dragon companion, who was also a little boy at the time and is now a very disillusioned mob hitter. Yeah, I said all that right. This is a really fun issue. And yeah, I can't wait to see how... there's a lot happening in this issue. And yeah, just a lot of regret. And as you can tell, she's still here. So you should check this out. It's such a good book.
All right, first up for me, we have What If? Dark Moon Knight. Dark Moon Knight. Brooding. This takes place around issue 3 of the original Moon Knight run, or Mark Spector. It's one of the two. I forget which one. But this is a what if story, and basically it was Mark Spector. Mark Spector, issue 3, if you want to check out the real story. In the real story, Mark fights Raoul Bushman, and he's trying to save Marlene, and they're able to defeat him and escape. In this one, not so much. Mark bites the big one, and we get a different ending to this story. It does follow Marlene. I'm going to give you a hint. She probably finds a way to get some revenge, and it's all about her tracking down Raoul Bushman. Pretty good story. Interesting story. There's only so much you can do with a Moon Knight what if, right? Like, I don't know. It is kind of fun that Khonshu is the narrator for it, so it's an interesting story. I enjoyed it. The original's great, though. Go check that out.
What's going on, guys? My name is Matt from the comic book store and Capes and Scowls, and I keep reading books just to tell you what I think about them. First up this week, I read Disney Villains Hades, #1. Disney's doing a lot of stuff. Some might even argue too much, but they continue to dip their toes into the world of comic books, this time with Hades, in correlation with the Disney Lorcana game. I think it's a fun read. It's definitely up the alley of your Disney purist. There is a lot of filler between some characters that isn't necessarily driving the plot, but it's fun Easter eggs. So you do get a lot of that, a lot of Easter eggs. There is a plot in there that we could see going forward. But like I said, it's fun. It's Disney. Check it out.
And my pick of the week, it is The Cull, issue #1. This art is breathtakingly good. This is so beautiful. It's basically, you have a group of film students that were trying to kind of go like 8mm, where it's basically just a bunch of people trying to do a movie about these things that have been around for a long time. These rocks that have been around for a very long time, and they happen into something completely different. And this at least this first issue deals with the first 12 hours leading up to that decision, and we get a little preview as to what happens, and it's not good. It's really, really, really not good. But this is beautifully drawn. It is wonderfully written. This is definitely a fun new series to check out, and I really want to see more. So you should definitely check this one out.
All right, it's time for my pick of the week. Paul, do you know what my pick of the week is?
I have no idea.
Come on, yeah, you do.
No, I don't.
Come on, you gotta.
I have no idea.
It's so obvious.
Is it?
Yeah, it's Orson Welles' Warrior of the Worlds. From Scout.
Okay.
Orson Welles.
Okay.
He was kind of a dick, wasn't he? Anyways, Orson Welles, if you don't know, was kind of a dick towards the end of his life. But infamously did the narration of War of the Worlds that went over the radio, and it was a big prank, and everybody was like, oh my god, no, aliens are invading, and everybody thought it was real. Because he had that booming voice. It probably wasn't as booming then. But this is right as Orson Welles dies. This is people checking out different films, and they're kind of like, something was off about him. I want to make sure he was okay, and they want to do a documentary on him, and they find this other film about him, and they're like, wow, the effects are so good. And you come to find out it's all real. It is not made up. The War of the Worlds thing kind of did happen, and he was just retelling it. And he is some sort of badass warrior, and you get more setup in here than badassery, but I tell you, I didn't mind. I had a good time. It's silly. They make a Transformers the movie joke, which I think is fun. And, I mean, this could be really good going forward, so I definitely have to come back and check out more. But if you want something different, my God, does it get any more different than this? So check it out.
And my pick of the week this week already happened. This is Penguin Takes Flight #0 from the back of the first arc of the Chip Zdarsky Batman run. It looks like we're getting a #1 of this next week. So this pretty much just collects all of those 4 or 5 page little stories that took place about 6 months ago in the Batman story. Puts them together here in one convenient issue. And I think it's pretty cool. It takes a very different approach to the Penguin, to the Iceberg Lounge, and to kind of the role Catwoman takes in all of this. You kind of see her turn a new leaf a little bit. As much as it is a Penguin story, there is a Catwoman element to it as well. And I think it's going to be very interesting to see 2 separate Batman stories happen at the same time in the same shared Batman universe and not have to question what really happens and what really doesn't happen. So, Penguin Takes Flight, DC Comics. Check it out.
All right, guys, thank you for sticking around with us. Hope you enjoyed all the reviews. Make sure you check out the new Campfire Ashes episode, which is coming out on Friday. That's a good idea. And check out Matt. Just come check him out. See what Matt's doing. Wealth of knowledge. The guy asks a lot of questions. If you could just give him some information, I'm sure you would have fun just answering questions all day from Matt. You're going to love it. It's going to be great.
So damn inquisitive.
He has so many questions. Like, I feel like I'm being punked. I have to answer all these questions. It's great. Come help me. Anyways, it's been great, and we will see you next week.